Plagiarism is the act of passing off another person's work as your own, and there's also a giant gray area as to what classifies as plagiarism and what doesn't. It's also not the same as copyright. Admitting that you use somebody else's work or ideas, while it gets you off the hook for plagiarism, doesn't work for avoiding copyright infringement. Plagiarism is an ethical issue in academia, whereas copyrights fall under the purviews of business and civil law. To put it into some perspective, including Dritz in your D&D game you run with your friends is plagiarism, whereas including him in a pack of NPCs write-ups that you're selling is copyright infringement. With all that said though, if you're just GMing a game for your friends, there's nothing wrong with plagiarism. In fact, tabletop RPGs, as an industry, kind of rely on players and GMs being willing to plagiarize. A bulk of the books available for Pathfinder, to the effect of over 100 of them, are their adventure path line. Which is to say nothing about the settings most games come with printed along with their rules. And even if you always come up with your own setting when you GM, there's still the issue of the rules probably not being your original idea. Basically, this entire hobby relies on borrowing from the work of others in one way or another. This then goes into the philosophical question of, what is an original idea anyways? Waxing philosophical isn't my strong suit, but when you consider that works like The Hero with 1,000 Faces by Joseph Campbell can crop up, it does make one wonder. The Hero with 1,000 Faces is basically an analysis of various legends and stories from across different periods of time and cultures. Campbell makes a note that most legends follow a similar set of overarching plots. The hero leaves their ordinary life behind to enter a stranger one unlike anything they've ever seen. They face various trials and gains all kinds of new skills and abilities leading up to one final trial. Afterwards, they return home and either stay there using their newfound power to help their fellow man, or they wind up going on yet another adventure. This cycle is also known as the monomyth, and almost all stories are believed to fit somewhere in this cycle. I digress though. What you should take away from this is that you don't need to worry about being original. It's okay to try and copy stuff if you like. Many visual artists I've talked to have said that when you're learning, it's fine to try and redraw other people's work. Even Hunter S. Thompson started out writing by just retyping the works of other great authors, word for word, wondering what it was like to type those same words. That same sort of process that Hunter used for books helped me with learning computer programming. Eventually, I got to the point where I could come up with my own algorithms, without having to use other people's code as a template. Imitating others, especially what you like, is a great way to learn how to do something for yourself. In fact, copy from enough sources, and you'll eventually develop your own style.